Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Hello folks, welcome to the fourth This Now live stream. And I really want it to be focused on making the most of whatever season of life we're in at any given time, which is why it is called This Now, and it is named after one of my poems called This Now. Please say hi in the comments and let me know you're there. There's a bit of a lag, but it will be lovely to hear from you. To go to chat so I can see if anybody says anything. Oh, I also ought to change the caption. There. Marvellous. So, I do need to apologise that last time the prose I read out, I said it was from my forthcoming book, Finding Your Wings, and it actually isn't. I was going to put it in that, and then I decided that because it had a much wider application than the focus of the book, that it would be better off in a book with a wider focus. So I had some brain fog from both ME and menopause, and my brain just lost that piece of information at the critical moment. So I apologise for that. I also have brain fog this evening, so if I end up saying anything particularly peculiar, no doubt that will add to the general hilarity. But please bear with me. Right. I will be reading some new material and some old material from my existing book, Flying Free, beg your pardon. And there'll be a little bit of author news. If you have any questions, please tell me, and likes and shares are very welcome if you feel I've earned them. Right, so without more ado, on to my first item, which is a reading from my book, Flying Free, Poems for Pilgrim Hearts, which is available from wherever you buy your books. This is a poem called Turn the World. An unkind word unspoken, an unkind thought unfinished, an unkind deed undone. This is how the world turns. An argument avoided, an anger diverted, a resentment discarded. This is how the world turns. An assumption examined, an opinion reassessed, a bigotry abandoned. This is how the world turns. A prejudice conquered, a fear overcome, a friendship begun. This is how the world turns. A wrong righted, a load lightened, a day brightened. This is how the world turns. A word of encouragement, a word of comfort, a word of gratitude. This is how the world turns. A gesture of goodwill, a deed of generosity, an act of kindness. This is how the world turns. A sorrow shared, a joy shared, a heart shared. This is how the world turns. In the warmth of a smile, in the joy of a greeting, in the fellowship of a hug. This is how the world turns. From darkness to light, from lies to truth, from hatred to love. This is how the world turns. One day at a time, one life at a time, one choice at a time. This is how the world turns. Be the change, share the light, bring the love, turn the world. I have shared that on this now before, but I felt that was just such a lovely way to enter the new year with that sort of aim in mind. So I thought I would do it again. Hello, Heike. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. What's next on my little list? We've got a predictive text game. It might be as well to wait until a few more people show up, because I don't want for Heike to be put on the spot all by herself. So I think I will do next. Or I might do reading that is actually from the forthcoming book to hopefully make up for last time not getting it right. So we'll try that, shall we? Oh, and Happy New Year, everybody. I probably should have said that at the beginning. But I hope 2022 is treating you well. Right. Here we go. It's supposed to be that one. Aha. Okay. Okay, so this is an extract from my forthcoming book, Finding Your Wings, A Christian Guide to Healing from Romantic Rejection and Heartbreak. And this is a reading from the last chapter of the book called Embracing the Future. And I think it has a wide enough application to be read here as a general thing. And I think, again, it's a good New Year sort of thoughts So some of it is specific to the topic of the book, but the vast majority of it, I think, can be applied much more widely, as I say. I do mention a thing called convalescence, which is something I explained in a previous chapter, as when you're almost over somebody, but not quite. So, and you're just starting to sort of get your life back together. So, without more ado, an extract from chapter 14, Embracing the Future. A couple of sections from it. Reaching the future God has for you. In the midst of your chaos, along comes the God of hope, saying, I still have a plan for you. It's not over till I say so. I'm going to turn things around for you and put you back on your feet. Your best days are ahead. And that's a quote from David Anthony Prince. David Anthony Prince. During my last convalescence, there were still times when I couldn't see the way ahead, or not far ahead at any rate. But I knew that there would be a time in the future when all that would be over. I could envisage that time in my mind, even though I couldn't always see how to get there. It was as though I could see just so far, and then there was a wall between me and the time I wanted to reach, that brighter future time when all that pain lay in the past. But I always knew that God could see past the wall. He was on the other side waiting for me, and he was on the same side of it with me. I didn't know if there would be a door in the wall or a way around it, if I would have to climb it or if it would fall down before me, or whether when I reached it, it would be paper thin, an illusion that I could simply step through. But what I did know was that the wall was not the end. Somehow, God would get me past it and on into that brighter future landscape beyond. And you know what? He did. That's exactly what he did. I passed my wall some years ago, and even now, I'm not sure exactly when I passed it. I think that as he healed me, I simply forgot about it, and it just sort of melted away without me even noticing. And now here I am in that bright landscape of the future with my Heavenly Father. And it's good here. It will be good in your future landscape too. Not perfect, but good. Just keep walking with him and you'll get there. He won't let you down. Pursuing God's purpose for your life. No matter what circumstances come our way, God's grace is sufficient, and he has a purpose for your life. The joy of the purpose is greater than anything else. God has a plan for you. Move, stand, don't compromise. And that's a quote from Nick Wojcik. I talked earlier about trusting that the reason for our suffering, that's in an earlier chapter, that the reason for our suffering, I'll start again. I talked in an earlier chapter about trusting that there was a reason for our suffering. When we first grasp the sense of purpose in our suffering, it's both liberating and empowering. It lifts us, it makes us feel that life is okay somehow, that life is somehow okay again. But that revelation can fade over time. We need to find ways of hanging on to it. Keep bringing it before God and keep reminding yourself of the things that brought you to that sense of purpose. Ask God to help you stay in that place of revelation. Be open to whatever God has for your life, because whatever plan you have, God's going to outdo your plan. Wojcik again. God does have a plan for your life. It may well include marriage. The likelihood is that it will, see above. But whether it does or not, that will not be the whole of the plan. You don't need to wait for Mr. or Miss Right to come along before you begin to live your life. You don't need to wait for someone to share your life before you begin to enjoy it. There are things God has for you to do right now. There are things that only you can do. There are things that will bring you greater fulfillment than you have dared to imagine. Find yourself in Jesus. Be who you are in him. Live your life for him and with him, and I promise you, you will have a wonderful life. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. Well, there's still only thee and me, Heike. I don't know if you want to play the predictive text game or not. I shall do my author news. Oh, I better stop sharing the screen. Right. So, author news. I am still looking to turn the audio from these live streams into a podcast. And I'm still working out the technicalities of that, which I find challenging because I am a technologically challenged. But according to the expert whose advice I've been following, who's a chap called Pat Flynn, if anybody wants to look him up, it's a good idea if you've got about 3 to put up straight away anyway. So hopefully it will work out okay. And I will try to get them up before the end of this month. I will try. Anyway, I asked on my Facebook page for people to vote on what graphic would be good for the podcast. And it ended up being quite a landslide in favour of this one. I also put it on shared it to my profile as well, and on there it was the same result. It narrowed down to 2 first of all, which were pretty even, but then when I put them next to each other, this one won by a landslide. So that is going to be our podcast graphic. This now, making the most of the seasons of life through poetry and prose. So, stop sharing the screen. Actually, I can now put that up here. Aha. So that's one piece of author news. And the other is that I have actually put the first guest for this live stream podcast thing. It's a friend of mine from Bible college, named Luke Wilson, who writes stuff that is largely about the early church fathers and stuff like that, and the wisdom that he feels that they bring to us still today. So we're going to record an interview, and then I will share it as part of the live stream and as part of the podcast. So, first guest. Exciting, slightly daunting. I've never interviewed anybody before, but a new challenge. Key. Oh, Heike has a... Heike says, for the benefit of the podcast, did I ever mention you should do an audio book? I can't remember if you did or not. It's something I would like to do, but again, the technical stuff is challenging. And I have looked into it, and audio books need to fit certain technical stuff in how it's put together. I'm really not explaining this very well at all. I do apologise. I remind anyone coming in at this point later on, I do have brain fog, so I'm doing my best. But yeah, there are technical requirements that you have to fit for audiobooks to be accepted for distribution, and I'm still in the process of figuring out how to meet those requirements. But I have actually enrolled in a course which is primarily for music stuff by a certain Mr. Al van der Beek and a friend of his called Tanner Townsend, I think. So I'm hoping that as I progress in that, I will learn more about how the equipment works, and that will also stand me in good stead for things like audiobooks. So, but thank you very much for the encouragement. I really do appreciate that, and I hope I will at some point get audiobooks done of my work. So thank you. Well, like he also says, you'll do it, which is presumably about getting the podcast up and stuff like that. And again, thank you so much for the encouragement. Heike, you're such a great cheerleader. You encourage me every time, and I really, really appreciate you being here. Blessings be upon your head. Right. So anyway, that's the author news. I will soldier on to some more poems, I think. This is actually quite relevant to what I was just talking about. I wrote it while thinking about trying to get up podcasts and things like that. So this is called Trying. I am trying something new. I will make mistakes, and that is okay. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to be imperfect. It is okay to be human. It is okay to be me. I am trying something new, and I will make mistakes. I am trying. I am learning. I am okay. Making mistakes certainly goes for the live streaming as well. And another short one, which I feel is quite a good New Year vibe again. A lamp unto my feet. I stand in the darkness, but light falls around me, a warm amber glow. Enough to see by, enough for the next step. I cannot see where the road leads, but I can take the next step. Give me your word, your guidance for the next step. The darkness remains, but the light is with me. Right. I had thought I might also read another one from the existing book, Playing Free, which I haven't done on the stream before. And Heike, if you could put in the comments if you would like to do the text game all by yourself or not. It's your call. Unless, of course, somebody else shows up in the meantime, which would be terrific. So, anyway, be the change. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world light instead of darkness. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world love instead of hate. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world hope instead of despair. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world kindness instead of cruelty. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world care instead of neglect. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world clean laughter instead of tears. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world comfort instead of pain. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world joy instead of misery. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world respect instead of disdain. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world mercy instead of revenge. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world creation instead of destruction. Today I am grateful for every person who brings the world healing instead of harm. May I be such a person. I felt that was another good sort of declaration of intent for 2022. Heike says, the turn of the year, flower child, this now and be the change are my favourites so far. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Right. Oh, another viewer. Hello, viewer. Please say hi. And we could now, I suppose, try the predicted text game. You're both up for it. Let's have a sip of water. There'll be a bit of a lag while those reply. It's voluntary anyway. Nikki, hello. Roaring is splendid to see you. Okay, so predictive text game. How do we play? You get your phone out and this. I had to run this up in a bit of a hurry. I was a bit behind, so this was the best I could come up with. But I found it came out fairly amusing when I tried it. You type into your phone and you press the predicted text buttons until you get a sentence that sounds vaguely amusing. That is how you play. And for the benefit of the podcast, in case anybody listening to that wants to play along, it's I'm looking forward to 2022 because ... So when I did it, get to the page on my phone, I got I'm looking forward to 2022 because I can identify the piano, and please let me know if you have any questions or concerns regarding the piano. Made me laugh anyway. And while you're doing that, I will quickly reiterate the Northern News, I think, which is we have a podcast image chosen from the ones that I put up on my Facebook page, and it's currently up at the right-hand corner of your screen. And it ended up that one by a landslide. So I take it this is the people's choice. Also, we're going to have a guest interview on the podcast in the next month or two, which will be Luke Wilson of the Facebook page That Ancient Faith. And a third viewer. Welcome. Say hi in the comments and please play the predictive text game if you would care to. You type in I'm looking forward to 2022 because, and then press your buttons and see what it comes out as. And then share it in the comments so we can all have a laugh. So yeah, I'm going to be interviewing Luke Wilson and we're going to record it pre-record it, and then I'll share it as part of the live stream and part of the podcast. I will also reiterate my apology that the prose I shared last time. Oh, the other viewer's gone again. Was it something I said? Yeah, I said it was from the next book I'm trying to bring out, which is the Finding Your Wings, a Christian Guide to Recovering or to Healing from Romantic Rejection and Heartbreak. It's actually not. I was going to put it in originally, and then I changed my mind because I felt it had a broader application than the narrow focus of the book, so that it would be better in a broader focus book. And last week I forgot about it due to brain fog. My brain just lost that piece of information at a critical moment. So I do apologise for that. But the stuff I read out earlier in this actually is from the forthcoming book, and is hopefully good thoughts for the new year, people in general, even who aren't in that situation. And there's still no results coming up for the predictive text, so perhaps you all decided you'd rather not. Oh, here's one. And I can do this. Okay. Nikki Louise says, I'm looking forward to 2022 because I will be able to the best to get in the car. Okay. And a picture of a little car. Okay, well, we actually should have finished by now, and I had a bit more I wanted to share. Are you guys up for hanging around a little bit longer? I'll tell you what, if you're not, you can go, obviously. Oh, here's another one, also from Nikki. Nikki Louise also says, I'm looking forward to 2022 because the weather and the rain and the snow. Yep, that's the British weather, all right. Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll carry on, and if anybody needs to leave, please feel free to do so. Please do not feel bad about it in any way. And if another predictive texting comes up, I will be happy to share that as well. I'm very happy to read it. We'll put screen sharing for now. So I have another couple of pretty short poems that I wanted to share, which I hope are all sort of good New Year thoughts. First one is just called A Morning Prayer. I place into your hands today the woman I would be. So as I follow in the way, I want the things I do and say to make you pleased with me. I place into your hands today the life I want to live. I want my actions to convey the love that I cannot repay, so teach me how to give. I place into your hands today my troubles and my fears. So as I struggle with dismay or dwell too much on yesterday, I know you see my tears. I place into your hands today my planning and my schemes. So as I wait and hope and pray, I'll praise you in the passageway and trust you with my dreams. I place into your hands today my future days and years. Through all the problems and delay, you hold the key to each doorway. Lead me to new frontiers. I place into your hands today the changes I would see. Help me be faithful, come what may, to make a difference every day and leave a legacy. My life is in your hands today, entrusted to your grace. Through all the darkness and decay, I know I'll be with you someday and see you face to face. and another short one called Just Be. Just be. Just be still. Just be still and rest. Just be still and rest quietly. Just be still and rest quietly in Him. Just be still and rest quietly in Him like a child. Just be still and rest quietly in Him like a child with its mother. Just be content and quiet your soul in His love for you, child. Just be content and quiet your soul in His love for you. Just be content and quiet your soul in His love. Just be content and quiet your soul. Just be content and quiet. Just be content. Just be. Okay. And the last one I want to share is actually not mine, but it is in the public domain. And I put it there. Hang on. So bear with me 1 moment. I have a graphic for it. This is a meme I made of it some time ago, and I like to share it on New Year's Day. But this is an extract from a piece of writing called God Knows by Minnie Louise Haskins. And it's got like this lovely little poem in the middle of it, and it gives me chills every time I read it. So well, it's not my work, but how I wish it was. I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, give me a light that I may tread. I'm going to start again. I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. And he replied, go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That shall be to you better than light and safer than a known way. So I went forth and, finding the hand of God, trod gladly into the night. And he led me towards the hills and the breaking of day in the lone east. Okay. Right. So that's it for this month. Hang on. Let me find my list of things to say at the end. Thank you very much for coming, first of all. It's now the first Thursday of every month, 8:30 to 8 p.m. The next one will be the 3rd of February. And thank you so much for taking part. If you're watching this later, thank you for watching. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for listening. And I hope you will have a really lovely, fulfilling and purposeful and rewarding new year. And bye for now.